It's a beautiful Sunday morning in the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. Sunday is normally known as a day of rest for most people, but not for the Florida Keys real estate market. We have homes to sell. Today I'm going to be showing homes in downtown Key West most of the day. We're going to be finishing up down around Duval Street. When we're done, we'll probably go to the chart room to go over everything we've seen. The people buying the home are having dinner at the Pier House tonight, and the chart room's right in the Pier House. It's not often you'll see those of us who live in Key West hanging around Duval Street. We usually avoid it like the plague. And it's even less often you'll see us hanging around at a hotel. But the chart room has been a locals neighborhood pub for years. And it's right in the Pier House Resort and Spa, located on Duval Street, right at the end of the street looking over Key West Harbor. It's a great place to sit and have a little happy hour. Most of the tourists, even the hotel guests at the Pier House, don't even know it exists. It's pretty well all a locals crowd. Today will be a special day for the chart room. On this day, August 11th, back in 1968, is when the Pier House Resort was first built. When it was built, it only had 50 small hotel rooms. Now it's grown. It has 119 hotel rooms, 23 large guest resorts, a high-end fine dining restaurant, a poolside tiki bar, and of course the chart room, but don't tell the tourists about that. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. In today's case, there's 2 listings in the lower Keys. There were no new properties in Key West to come on the market today. If you watch this video every day, you will be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about every new home from Key West to Big Pine Key the same day the realtors find out about them. That's very valuable information for a buyer to have, and it puts you ahead of most buyers. I find most buyers wait for a home to come on to Trulia or Zillow or Realtor.com or one of those websites before they inquire. And the problem they face there is oftentimes by the time one of those sites puts a home live online, it's been on the multiple listing service a couple days and all the good deals are already under contract. If you watch this video every day and you see something you like, you can call me right away. I'll make an appointment for us to see the home, or if you're not here locally, I'll go see it on your behalf. We can do a FaceTime walkthrough video, or I'll just do a video and put it up here on YouTube for you to look at. Or I've taken a couple hundred pictures and emailed them to people. I've even FedExed people a zip drive with pictures on it. I can get pretty creative. Then if you like what you see, we can write up an offer and have you under contract on the home before most buyers ever even knew it was available for sale. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put that web address in the description below. There's a lot more information on the blog, a lot more details, any unique features the home might have, things like room uses, room dimensions, photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. The home happens to be waterfront, it happens to have a pool, it'll have photos of the pool, photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage. It's just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and it's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. If you like this video, please let me know. Click that thumbs up like symbol down below. If you'd like to see more videos of this nature and stay current with what's being listed in the Florida Keys real estate market at what price, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a video just like this every morning. As I mentioned earlier, we have 2 new listings to talk about today, both of them in the lower Keys. Before I give you the information about the listings, though, the state of Florida requires I cover the legal boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for either of these listings. I'm not claiming either one of them to be my own listing. And I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. Sometimes I'll give you my opinion on what I think just from my experience of being a Florida Keys resident for 33 years, a realtor for over 25 years, and having been in a lot of these homes throughout my career. But when I do, I'll make it very well known that that's my opinion. I'm going to certainly do it with the first property we have here. The first one is a single-family home on Upper Sugarloaf Key on a dry lot of land on Aztec Street. It is on a very large lot. It's a little over 25,000 square feet, where most of the lots are 6,000 square feet. However, it's extremely overpriced in my opinion. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 1,640 square foot house. It's in the lesser section of Sugarloaf Key, and it's surrounded by mediocre houses at best. This particular part of Sugarloaf Key is very well known for heavy mosquitoes all summer long. It's kind of out in the woods, so the trees block your wind coming off the ocean. You don't have much of a breeze at all. It's being offered at $1,475,000. It does have a pool, but it's a very small pool. The house itself is an older house. It was built in 1968. It's ground level, which means your insurance is going to be extremely high. So here you have a house with high insurance in a so-so neighborhood surrounded by mediocre houses. Most of the houses in the neighborhood are priced between $600,000 and $800,000, and they feel this one's worth $1,475,000. It was listed by a realtor out of Pompano Beach, and that usually happens when someone from 150 or more miles away comes down to the Keys and tries to list houses. We get houses either extremely overpriced or extremely underpriced, and this one happens to be extremely overpriced. The next one is in Cudjoe Gardens in a subdivision called, in Cudjoe Key in a subdivision called Cudjoe Gardens. Excuse me for that mishap. It's on Cudjoe Key in Cudjoe Gardens subdivision. Cudjoe Gardens is a very desirable subdivision in the lower Keys, especially amongst the boaters. The lots are a little bit larger. The houses, generally speaking, are much nicer in Cudjoe Gardens. The majority of the houses are ground level, but they're not like the one we mentioned up above on Aztec. The builder in these ones, rather than to put the house up on stilts like you see so many of the houses, because anything in the Florida Keys built after 1975 has to be 8 foot above sea level. That's the reason most of the houses are on stilts. The ground you stand on is usually about 4 feet above sea level, so they only really have to elevate them about 4 or 5 feet. But most people figure if they're going to elevate the house to begin with, they might as well elevate it 8 or 9 feet. That'll give you room to park under, room to put your store things under. And if the house is waterfront, it also gives you a nicer view. What the developer of Cudjoe Gardens did was filled in the land. So the houses are ground level. You don't have any stairs to climb, but you are that 8 foot above sea level. Another one of the big attractions of Cudjoe Gardens, and probably the biggest attraction, is the boating. You have much deeper water boating than you do in most of the lower Keys. You can easily get a 50, 60 foot sport fisherman in there, a sailboat. I know one family that has a yacht that's over 70 feet long, and they get it in and out of Cudjoe Gardens all the time. They live there. This particular house is also at the end of a T intersection, which will make turning your boat around in the canal much easier. The canals are about 100 feet wide as it is, but when you've got that T intersection, it can make a 3-point turn. It's a lot easier to turn it around. This house is a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 2,156 square foot house. It's on a 7,500 square foot lot of land. It has this one, I apologize. This one's on a 12,000 square foot lot of land. It's on a lot and a half. I misread that real quickly. It has about 100 foot of concrete seawall. It has a boat lift, great boating, and it's being offered at $2,900,000, which is extremely low for a house on that much land of that size in Cudjoe Gardens. That's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at either of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to showing you homes in the fabulous Florida Keys. And more importantly, I look forward to making you my neighbor. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.